So let's start by copying our bushing, and then we will hit Command V to paste it. I want to change my pivot point just so that we can move in the right direction. I will hit, I'm going to drag this down a little bit to the center. Hit OK. And now we can move this freely to where we need it. And then I will rotate it 180 degrees so that the tapered side is pointing towards our truck. And then I'll hit OK. And then let's just take a second here to label our truck. That's capital truck. There we go. Next, we're going to, I was thinking of creating a plane, but I think the smarter way to do it would be to draw a profile here that's parallel with the rectangle and a center line, and then we can revolve the spacer that goes here as well. Create a new sketch. Something was selected. I didn't want to do that. So I'll hit this front view, zoom out a little bit, create a new sketch. I want to select this plane here with that orange one. And then we're going to find our center point here. I'm going to just draw this line like this. Okay. And move it maybe to here. I'm going to use my dimension tool to make sure that it's 90 degrees here. So it's perpendicular. Revolve around here. I'm going to create a dimension. Actually, no. I think we're doing a scope. Command C. So what we can actually do, I know what we're going to do. We'll select this, and then we're going to select the center of the circle, and then we're going to coincident them so that it's locked in. We have a And then we're going to use our select tool to turn this line into a construction line and change our view to the front view. And now we can draw the shape that'll be 1 millimeter, 1 millimeter, and then we'll call it 5.5 millimeters, so it'll be an 11 millimeter spacer. And then we'll finish up the rest of the shape. So there, to there, and then use some dimension tool magic. 90 degrees, this to this. Should also be 90 degrees. Now that's locked in. And then, we're going to do something to separate this box. So here to here, then here to here. Select, and then I want to turn this into a construction line, this into a construction line as well. And now this is going to give us that 5 millimeter opening on the inside. So let's set one more dimension and set this to 2.5. 2.5. Enter. Okay. And you'll see in a second when I revolve this shape, revolve this, select my axis to go around. I want this to be a new body, and then we'll hit OK. And so now when we look at it, we see that we've created a washer that's sitting on top of our bushing. Let's save our work, hit OK. Look at this from the front view. Our tolerances are a little off here, so we could move things around to make it a little bit tighter. But for the sake of this tutorial, I think we're doing just fine. And I want to now start working on the kingpin. And the kingpin is a bolt that goes all the way through these parts with a threaded end that then has a nut that locks everything together. we're going to select this bottom plane that we've already drawn on before and then create a new sketch. With this sketch, we're going to draw a 5mm circle from the center, and then we're going to create a polygon, a circumscribed polygon that is, we'll call it 7mm. Is that too big? We'll just call it 6mm. Okay. And when we look at that, that's just a little bit too big, and it's not gonna fit. So that would be a 10mm. Let's say 4.5. And that fits. We'll say 4. That way we can fit a tool in there to tighten this piece out. Now we can hit Finish Sketch. We have 2 parts which we can work with. So we're going to extrude this first part. Will come out 4mm, and then we're going to make this a 2-sided bolt. So we have that first extrusion, and then we have this second one, which we're going to say is about 50mm. So 50mm from this point on out. So we're going to make a new body, and now we have one more shape to extrude. Actually, what's going on here? I just wanted this one. Yeah. Let's hit OK, new body. And now we're going to come back through and then turn off what we've made and turn our last sketch back on so that we can get the head of this bolt. So we're going to extrude this shape to the very end, 4mm. It's going to join, and then we can click OK. We'll turn our drawing off, and then we can activate the rest of our bodies. A nice little trick that I want to teach you guys is to use the Inspect tool section analysis. So you'll use the drop-down menu Inspect, Section Analysis, and then you're going to want to select a face. And this is going to cut your object in half so that you can see the profile that you're working with. So we're currently looking at what's going on inside of our piece. So you see there's this tight tolerance in here where we can see where the bolt is fitting. And we can turn our Analyze section off and hit that Save button. Okie dokie.